Shalawama, Shalawama, everybody. I am DrYasapa. This video, we're doing natural law. Take a look at this. This is natural law. So you want to get the book, Volney's Ruins, okay, y'all? Volney's Ruins, all right? And at the back of this book, you'll see the book on natural law. Let me read it. Hold on, let me put this in the screen for you so y'all can see that. Volney's Ruins. All right, can y'all see that? Volney's Ruins. Let me move my fingers. Okay, the link to the free PDF is in the description area of this video, y'all. Volney's Ruins. All right, so let's get to it. We will begin on page number 187. So we're going to do natural law 3 and 4. They're very short, very simple today. Okay, so we should be able to get through this video quickly. Let me just check to make sure we have a good connection. Give me one moment here. Let me check our stream. They're very short. All right, good. Okay, very good, very good. So we have a good connection. So let's get started. Let us get started. All right, so here we go. Page 187. The third natural law, according to the law of nature, which is attached at the back of the book, Volney's Ruins. The link to the free PDF is in the description area of the video. Okay, y'all? Make sure y'all support Zion Law School's effort project to write the book of the law in ancient Ibaryath, and in English, we're going to remove all of the doctrine, all of the dogma, all of the deceit. That is to say, we'll remove all Jeremiah 8:8 occurrences. If you don't know Jeremiah 8:8, look up Jeremiah 8:8 in your Bible hub. Look at the verse in multiple versions in the Bible hub. I prefer the Amplified Bible version because it is the clearest, easiest to understand, okay, in terms of English. All right, so number 3, question. Which is the third? That is, which is the third principle of natural law? Which is the third? Answer, to be common to all times and to all countries. That is to say, one and universal. To be common to all times. That means the year, the era, ERA of time. This law does not change. AC or AD, BC, or whatever calendar or way of looking at time you want to look. The law is just as applicable in 1 AD as it is in 2022 AD. 10,000 BC as it is or was in 1 AD. Y'all got it? It does not change with time. Natural law number 3. Which is the third? Answer, to be common to all times. All times. That has to do again with the era. Okay, no matter what calendar you're using, this law dominates and cannot be changed. It cannot be changed. To be common to all times and to all countries. That means not only is it common to all times in terms of the calendar, it does not change according to geographical location on planet Earth. You can be in Asia, Africa, Europe, you can be on any continent, at any place on planet Earth, and this law dominates. Okay, it dominates. For example, the obvious one, gravity, right? Or density, however you look at that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Things tend to stay on the earth, okay? Things tend to stay on the earth. They don't float away, all right? That's an example of a law that's common across all times, across all countries. Of course, that's a physical law, right? That is a physical law. You can learn a lot about physical laws by studying physics, right? Physics. Okay, so let's continue. Common to all times and to all countries. That is to say, one and universal. It is one and it is universal. What's another example of this? Well, the sun rises and sets every day, no matter where you're at on planet Earth, right? No matter where you're at, you get to enjoy sunset and sunrise and that whole process, right? So let's continue. And then that's it for number 3. Natural law number 3. Well, let's continue with okay, so we're not finished with number 3. Question: is no other law universal? So we're still with number 3, y'all. Is no other law universal? Answer: no. For no other law is agreeable or applicable to all the peoples of the earth. They are all local and accidental. Meaning, for example, let's say if you're in Miami, Florida, or if you're in Florida, okay, these other laws would be specific to your location. For example, Florida or Miami, Florida, okay? Texas or Houston, Texas, okay? So let's continue. No, for no other law is agreeable or applicable to all the people of the earth. They are all local and accidental, originating from circumstances of places and of persons, so that if such a man had not existed or such an event happened, such a law would never have been enacted. So for example, and I'm just making this up. Let's say there are tar pits. Okay, let's say there are tar pits in Florida. So someone in the community makes a law that says don't walk within 10 feet of the tar pits, right? Someone else makes a law that says nobody is allowed to take tar out of the tar pit. Okay, and let's say the location is Arizona. Okay, so in Arizona, you can't walk within 10 feet of a tar pit and you can't take tar out of the pit. But if you go, let's say, in Texas territory, they don't have that law. Okay, so for any reason that law concerning, or those laws concerning tar pits were made, they were made by local people for local reasons, and they do not apply over the entire planet Earth. Y'all got that? What's another example? Let's say things that have to do with morality. Okay, for example, here's something everybody can relate to. Sexual relations. Laws in Christian countries are very different from laws in Asia. Completely different. Okay, completely different. But now let's not think about laws or nation states. Let's look at the morality or the morals, the moral values in Asia compared to these Judeo-Christian morals in the West. Well, it's completely different. Completely different, y'all, okay? So what you can do in Asia, you'd be arrested for. You'd be arrested for in the West, all right? You'd be completely. So these laws are local, or these moral standards are local, okay? And keep in mind that the nation state concept is a relatively new concept that the Christians, the Catholic Church, brought in. Okay, nation states are all owned by the Catholic Church. Prior to that, we didn't have nation states. All right. So another example, let's say you have, let's say on the continent that they call Africa, the other Africa, right? You can have as many wives as you want, as you can afford, but you cannot do that in the nation states that are ruled by Judeo-Christian religions, or the Catholic countries, Christian countries. You cannot have as many wives as you want. They have a law against that. So this is an example of that. All right, y'all. So there are many, many, many examples like this. So let's continue. However, let me just emphasize. The universal law applies to all cultures, all people groups. Nobody can escape it. Okay, here's an example. Here's an example. Trespassing on someone's property, right? You trespass on someone's property, you'll get the same reaction, no matter where you're at on the planet. Or if you steal something from someone, they're all going to react the same way, right? What's the law? Don't steal. What's the law? Don't trespass. Don't go into another man's wife or daughter. Y'all got it? Okay. Don't go into another man's field. Don't move someone else's property line. People will react the same way no matter where you are in the world. They have the same reaction. They'll have the same feeling of being violated. They'll want to have justice against you. Okay, so let's go to natural law number 4. Which is the fourth character, or which is the fourth principle? The fourth principle, okay, which is it? Answer: to be uniform and invariable. Uniform means it's the same. Invariable means it does not change. There's no variation. Question: is no other law uniform and invariable, right? Is no other law the same? Okay. And it doesn't change. There's no variation under any circumstance. Answer: no. For what is good and virtue according to one is evil and vice according to another. So this is the issue with morality. Moral standards in one people group may be completely different in another people group. Okay, so for example, in the Middle Ages, a certain group of people would marry their sister and their cousin for whatever reason, to consolidate power, to keep wealth in the family. Okay, we learned this in junior high and high school, right, y'all? They would marry their sister or their cousin, and that was morally okay for them. But another people group would say that's incest, and you cannot do that here. Okay, you'd be punished if you had relations with your sister or took your sister or your cousin as your wife. You guys got it? No. Answer. Question. Is no other law uniform and invariable? Answer. No. For what is good and virtue according to one people group, one nation state, one nation, is evil and vice according to another. There are other people groups, other peoples who practice bestiality. Okay, they have sexual relations with animals. In other people groups, that's considered to be something that you should be killed for, right? And people still do this. There's people, I think we all know who they are, who have sexual relations with pigs and other animals, okay? And within their group, that's okay. But in another, that's not okay, right? You cannot do that. You'll be severely punished. Okay, so answer, no. For what is good and virtue according to one is evil and vice according to another. Okay, some people will steal. It's okay to steal for some people groups. They justify stealing. Manifest destiny. They justify taking other people's property for whatever reason. It can be for a religious reason or because I'm white and I'm right, or because I want it and I got guns, or I have the means to take it from you. It's okay for them, manifest destiny. But for other people, we would never even dream of doing something like that, right? We would never even dream of it. Some people would say, well, because you didn't take it from the indigenous people, we're going to take it from you, right? This is how they behave. This is how they think. No, answer, no. For what is good and virtue according to one is evil and vice according to another. Here's another example of that. Our ancestors, we practice what they call herbology, right? We kept ourselves healthy and we treated illness with plants from the earth. However, the Christians said it was evil. They said it was witchcraft, right? And they would kill the herbologists, kill them off under the guise of them practicing demonism. Okay? Y'all got it? All right. Okay. And what one and the same law approves of at one time, it often condemns at another. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, right? So today you can do it, but tomorrow you can't, for whatever reason. They can use science as a reason. They can use change in the economy as a reason. They can use any reason that they want, right? Fact is that it changed. So that's it. But let's go back to number 3. Natural law number 3. What's another example of natural law number 3? The use of gold and silver. The use of gold and silver as money. That is universal. No matter where you're at on planet Earth, people want gold and silver. They will accept gold and silver in exchange for their product or service. Okay, gold and silver is a very good example of natural law number 3. Number 3, question. Which is the third natural law principle? Answer, to be common to all times. People have always accepted gold. This nonsense about People trading in seashells and all of this stuff. No, that's not true. Perhaps the hybrid troglodyte Paleolithic colonist nigger traded in seashells and sticks. We have a record of that, right? Or there's an alleged record of it. I don't believe this stuff. Most of the stuff that they write in history is nothing but mythology, all right? We have to use our analytical mind and our common sense. Would you trade somebody, your product or your services for some seashells? Think about that. Would you? Common sense says no, right? But they actually teach this stuff and people actually believe it because they don't think about it. So gold and silver as a medium of trade, money, all right? Money, okay? Let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, no, there's nothing to continue. I gotta go to work, y'all. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Y'all support me, buy my books, learn Ancient Ibaryath so I can keep doing this, okay? Learn Ancient Ibaryath, the books are there. Don't buy them on Amazon, okay? Buy them on zionlawschool.org. The links are in the description area of this video. Also take advantage of the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course. Y'all go subscribe to that. It's only $10 a month. You can cancel anytime. It's the best thing that you could ever do for yourself. Come to our 506 The Curses course every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're invited. You can come a couple classes for free. All right. Don't cost you anything and you'll learn a lot. I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Islam to all the Moors and Shalawama to the entire House of Yasharala.